From beautiful, sunny California, it's the Suzanne Summers Show. And here she is.
I love having my own living announcer. And happy Veterans Day. I hope you saw the post that I put up on Facebook today, all the incredible experiences I've had entertaining U.S. soldiers around the world and for USO. So we honor them today, and they're what keep us free. And there's one more thing today.
What's that?
No collar.
Yeah.
I'm not wearing my neck brace today.
For the first
Yay.
time in 8 weeks.
8 weeks, wow.
8 weeks.
Last night, sleeping was just a blessed experience. I got into bed and I'm so used to this awful collar, and it wasn't there.
I always thought that sleeping with me was a blessed experience,
Well,
but obviously
it is.
the collar got in the way somehow.
But with the 8 weeks of the collar, I haven't been able to get close to you. Last night I was able to wiggle over.
Yep.
It was so nice. So anyway, that means I'm on the mend, and I thank you all for your good wishes, and I'm on my way back. So we just have to heal up my fractured hip, which is a little complicated because the stabilizing rod that was put into my hip is too long, so it has to be removed. So that's going to be something. But anyway, one step at a time. I'm just so glad. You know, anything to do with the spine and the neck is so scary. And when they told me the potential consequences of a broken neck and spine, and they used the word paralyzed, that's why we went into emergency surgery and had it done that day that we found out about that. And that's why I did not mess around with that collar at all. I thought, this is what I've got to do to get through this, and I'm going to get through this. The hardest thing for me is because when they move your vertebrae around, they move nerves around, and so this finger and this lower part of my arm is numb. And so putting on makeup with the wrong hand, I've got to hold this up and use the wrong hand to put it on, and it's extremely frustrating. So if my makeup isn't picture perfect, I'm doing the best that I can. And I decided that I had to learn how to do that, and that's what, you know.
You look incredible.
Oh, thank you.
No, really.
Yeah, you look beautiful.
You look incredible.
Thank you.
You're 97 years old.
You know where I get my inspiration? I get my inspiration from the Wounded Warriors website and those commercials. And I would really like to do something for them, because when I look at what our men and women, our veterans, have gone through or going through for the rest of their lives, missing limbs, things, I look at them and I think, I can do this. This is easy compared to what they're going through. So you got to count your blessings in life. No life is perfect. I've had perfect health my entire life up until this, so I'm very blessed. And I'm madly in love with my husband, and I have a great family and a great daughter-in-law. How are you, Caroline?
Just terrific. I'm so happy to see you without your collar.
Yeah, me too.
It's a good day.
Isn't this nice?
You know, I've
Yeah,
never...
I think, you know, when you're the person going through it, the progress seems slow, but, you know, I see you once a week or once every couple, like the progress is enormous.
Yeah.
So, you know, keep your eye on the prize there, because you're doing great.
Thank you.
You know, I've never understood... You said madly in love?
Yeah.
I've never understood why the word madly came before the two words in love.
I don't either.
Madly.
But it's a...
It means mad.
It's an expression. No,
I know.
It's like, I love you madly.
I know.
Yeah, like you're crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah, crazy. Crazy in love. Okay.
I'm crazy in love.
Crazy in love. I am too.
It's a wonderful thing. So we've got a good day today. This is a liquidation sale.
No, we have a great day today.
Anything you buy, you get a free copy of one of my best books, Bombshell. I really got great reaction to this book. A guy by the name of Ryan Murphy, who's a prolific television producer, he actually wrote a blurb on the back of my book, A New Way to Age, but it was Bombshell that made him call me, and that's how we met, because he said, I'm just blown away by the information. The subtitle is Explosive Medical Secrets That Will Redefine Aging. And that's what my books have been doing. They're redefining aging. There's a new way to age. And it's not avoiding aging. It's understanding what aging is and how to make it work best for you. If you understand this, and that's in A New Way to Age and also in Bombshell, aging is about worn out parts, like anything, like your car. You can have the greatest car in the world, a Maserati, right? But you start hearing sounds and ticks and dings in your Maserati, and what do? You take it to the mechanic, and the mechanic tweaks and fixes and replaces and takes the worn out parts and puts new parts in, so now it's working perfect. Well, that's essentially what aging is about, is listening to the language of your body and listen to the ticks and the dinks and the sounds and all those things, the creaks, the joints that are stiff, and you know, look at the things that you've taken for granted, like your hair. Is your hair as nice as it always was? Are your nails as strong as they always have been? All those things are the language. And so when you focus in on that language, then you can determine, are my issues hormonal, which so many of my books have been about hormones. And one thing to understand about hormones, and I really want all of you women who are out there listening to understand this, that hormones are your communication system. You, all of you out there, and me, and Caroline, and Alan, we are all somewhere between 40 and 60 trillion cells. And when I write a book, I never know what the theme is going to be that emerges, because I interview, you know, the best and brightest minds, and what came up in the last several books is cellular health. That if you don't have cellular health, then you're not healthy, because what are you? You're 40 to 60 trillion cells. The hormones are a communication system. All your cells are a communication system. So if your hormones are in decline, then you don't have the communication system that says the reason you can't sleep at night is that your estrogen and progesterone are in decline. Or the reason your hair is stringy is that your hormones are in decline. Or the reason you're in a bad mood or you've got anxiety is because your hormones are in decline. These are the messengers. This is what's talking to you all the time. And so I write about righting the wrongs, and you can put yourself back together again. The other thing that's really important for cellular health is nutrients and minerals. The body can't operate without minerals. Your bones won't grow without minerals. If you don't have strong bones,
especially magnesium.
Well, magnesium is so important. We're all magnesium deficient. In fact, one of the products that we have that I think is so good, it's for pooping, but everybody seems to have trouble pooping, is Gentle Colon Renew. The two main ingredients in Gentle Colon Renew are vitamin C, great for pooping, great for health, cellular health, and magnesium, great for being calm and great for pooping. So if you want to sleep calmly from the magnesium and have a nice experience in the morning, make yourself a cup of warm, Gentle Colon Renew. It tastes like an effervescent lemon tea at night. I love it.
And have a cookie with it.
And have a cookie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fun night. So all these things that I write about are allowing for us to live longer with better quality. And that's what we want, is quality of life.
Okay.
Okay.
I have great quality of life.
Yeah, you have great quality.
I do.
Of life. You do.
Yeah. And so do you.
Yeah.
And we're blessed we figured it out.
Yeah.
Okay. And so the two of us look at each other every day, giggle, and congratulate one another on the fact that we have a wonderful life together.
I know.
And it's not about having a lot of stuff at all. Matter of fact, we're divesting ourselves of stuff. And it's like a cleansing experience. It's really great. It's like going to a therapist with a bunch of crap in your brain, and the therapist works with you for 10 years and you get rid of all the brain crap. This is great. We talked about cleaning the surfaces of all the tables, anywhere there's a surface, getting rid of all the stuff that's on the surface, and either sticking it away for use down the road, giving it away, or throwing it away.
Yeah, it's very
It's great.
Cathartic, isn't it?
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
Well, speaking of that, you know what else we're cleaning out, guys?
What?
We're cleaning out the warehouse.
Right.
Oh, right.
We're moving our
So
warehouse. We're moving our
we're
warehouse.
moving to our new fulfillment center
Right.
at the first of the year. So that's how these liquidation sales are coming about. The things that we're not taking with us, maybe we just have a few hundred in stock of some things. We have blown out the pricing on this. You will never see better pricing than you're going to see today on these products.
Yeah, really.
Plus the free gift.
Okay, so now here's what you're talking about right here, okay? Take a look at this. That's a lot of stuff with great discounts. Now, when they buy the Ghost Flower tank top or the chocolate protein shakes, they get the book as well?
Yes, the book is a free gift.
Wow.
And we've also slashed these prices. So if you guys saw those beautiful Ghost Flower tank tops, you've seen Suzanne and I wear them many times.
Yeah.
We still have limited sizes in the black and the aqua. It's a $75 top. It's on sale today for $40. So we hope you can pick that up. Jump in quickly because there aren't that many left. The chocolate protein shakes, for those of you who love those original protein shakes, we only have a few left and they expire January 15th. So those are marked down to $9.99, 66% off. And the Radiance Oil Moisturizer, we will continue to have this product.
Yeah, I love this product.
Yes, but, so this isn't phasing out. We're just doing a big sale on it because we have enough inventory right now, a huge 50% off sale. And the amazing Suzanne Organics blushes at $15 a pop. So this is the day to stock up on holiday gifts if you need them or what you need for yourself. You get this plus the free book.
Okay.
And the Radiance Radiance Oil Moisturizer, of course, is organic, and so is the blush. So I was just looking at the price of Bombshell. I think it says here, is that
It's like $25, $26.
$26.
Yeah.
And the free gift of Bombshell, you just have to order something for $24.99 and you get a book that's worth more than what you spent.
Any purchase.
Right.
You can order anything and you're going to get the book that's a $25 value. So
Right.
you don't have to hit $24.99, just order anything.
And the chocolate fudge protein shake is yummy. Yummy. I like mine made with coconut milk, but you can use whatever you want. It's so good.
I think we should try the protein shakes
Yeah.
with a little tequila.
Ew.
No, we should try it.
I think it'd be awful.
Well, I know, but you're speculating.
I worked at a bar in college and we
Yeah.
used to have a drink called the chocolate banana.
Uh-huh.
And it was chocolate, banana, milk, a little cream, and
Ooh.
like Kahlua and,
Ooh.
something along that line.
Ooh.
And it tasted like a milkshake. So
Yeah.
I'm with you on, you could add alcohol to this, but I'm going to say
Kahlua.
maybe like a Kahlua kind of coffee thing. With
Right. And the banana's kind of inspired too. Banana and chocolate's real good.
A banana in any smoothie is
Yeah,
always
it's true.
just an
It's
added
true.
bonus. It just makes it like ice cream.
It's true. It's true. Yeah, that's what I like about my gut renew shake in the morning. I make it taste so much like a milkshake. It's fantastic.
It's great ever since we started using frozen fruit, because frozen fruit often, most of the time, is fresher than fresh fruit.
Often, yeah.
Because by the time, the frozen fruit is they usually freeze it on site. By the time fresh fruit gets to the market, in the delivery time or the flight time or whatever it is, and it gets put on the shelf, et cetera, and you buy it, we don't know how old it is. Especially with stuff like potatoes, onions, you have no idea. It could be.
Well, when you open a potato or an onion, you can see if there's like funky parts of it.
You can?
Yeah.
Well, the only way I would know a potato when
Yeah.
exactly, when it starts
Yeah.
sprouting.
Or an onion, the layers start getting a little mushy. That means probably time to throw it out.
We had a.
Paula Gregory is asking, are you doing away with the chocolate shakes? Actually, yes. This is last call on these protein shakes. Last call.
So stock up.
Wow.
Stock up.
Yeah, we've transitioned over to the
Gut
Gut Renew
Renew.
as your premier.
Yeah.
Gut Renew is incredible.
Listen, we've loved these protein shakes. We've had these for probably 15, 17 years.
Wow.
These started way back at Home Shopping Network many, many years ago.
So
But as with everything, you follow the science and you upgrade your formulas, and these have their moment, and
yeah.
now you're back.
Yeah. So
I figured something out.
what?
So for the last several months,
Yes.
you haven't really been able to do much yourself physically.
Right.
Okay? And I've had to do pretty much everything.
Everything.
Right? I've had to
Everything.
dress you
Yeah.
and undress you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've even chosen clothes for you to wear so that you didn't have to go into your dressing room,
Yes.
right?
You've been wonderful.
And I've really enjoyed it. Okay, so I wouldn't mind continuing that if you wanted to continue it. Okay, I'll be happy to dress and undress you. I'm just at the other end of the call anytime you need me.
It's
And
been so tender and kind and generous of you. When you can't do it, you can't do it. And he's been there for me every minute. Anything I need him to do, I don't have to ask him twice. I ask him whatever it is. Yep, he's right there. It's really been incredible.
He's also tireless.
Yeah.
I just can't believe the energy, because it's a lot of energy you're putting out.
yeah, well, it's the drugs. No, you know what? I am tireless and I have a lot of energy, and I've been blessed with good physical health. And like that, if it were up to me, with the way I've led my life in the past, I probably wouldn't be standing upright. But I think I inherited some really great genes.
Your family lives a long time.
I had a great grandmother who lived to be 114. And I was talking to somebody the other day, someone who, we were talking about Alex Trebek, who just passed.
Yeah.
And he was a lifelong friend of mine. Both of us started our career in Toronto. And we used to hang out in Toronto. We used to go to the steam bath every Sunday, this crazy Russian steam bath with a bunch of fat, hairy Russian guys running around yelling at each other in Russian and drinking shots of Canadian Club and eating bagels with cream cheese and smoked fish. And Alex always referred to himself as having a, quote, these are his words, a classic body.
What is that?
I have no idea. I don't know.
It's like not too much, not too little.
I don't
just
know.
Right?
I don't know. He was in good shape.
Yeah, he always looked
I
like he
mean,
was
we
in
were,
great shape.
we were in our 20s.
Yeah.
So he was
You
really,
were in great shape. You still are in great shape.
yeah, thank you. He was really in good shape. And what's great about Alex, the man you saw on Jeopardy, was the real Alex. That's who he was.
Yeah, there were no two Alexes.
No, he was loyal.
Right.
He was extremely smart. He had a very wry sense of humor that sort of crept out quietly. And he was just one of the good guys. You could always,
beautiful wife, Jean.
yeah, oh yeah, Jean. You could always count on him, always.
Yeah.
So we were sad to lose him. And after we moved here, we didn't see much of each other. Both of us were busy establishing careers and looking for jobs, which is unfortunate. But later in life, we reconnected.
Yeah, but whenever you two ran into one another, it was like old home week.
It was great. We picked up where we left off.
The last time we saw him, no. The last time we saw him at the Canadian consulate for that brunch.
Yeah.
And then the last time we saw he and Jean, they were over at our house in Malibu. They came to Big Al's Bar, Malibu. And we had a couple of cocktails, and then we went out for dinner.
Yeah.
And we had a really nice time with them. And she's so dear and so sweet and soft-spoken and beautiful and lovely. And then about a week later, he announced that he had stage 4 pancreatic.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if he knew it that night when we were out with him, or if he was just holding back, but it was like so shocking for us. Because that's never a good diagnosis, ever.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Yep.
I miss him.
Yeah. So I was talking to somebody, I can't remember who it was, a mutual friend who also used to work with Alex. And, I think it was Vanda. And she said, the tough part about aging is losing friends and family. And I started saying before that I had a great-grandmother who lived to be 114. And think of all the friends and family she lost during her long, long lifetime.
Imagine.
Yeah.
Countless.
Yeah. I remember
Literally.
the phone rang one day when I was still living at home.
She didn't have a
And I
phone,
was
did she?
probably, we barely had a phone. And the phone rang in the kitchen. Of course, that's where the phone was. And my mother answered it. And my dad was with me in the living room. And she called in and said, I've got Fred on the phone and he wants to know if you're going to go to Georgie's funeral tomorrow. And my father said, no, I'm not going, and Georgie's not coming to mine either. That was my father's little idea of a joke.
But what you just said is interesting. Remember when all households just had one phone, if you're lucky?
Hey, how about, what do they call those things where there was more than one family on a phone?
Party line.
Party line.
I love party lines.
Me too. That's how we got our entertainment tonight. We used to listen to these people down the street.
Yeah,
And sometimes they loved each other and other times they'd argue.
yeah.
And it was like our own little soap
Yeah.
opera.
Did you have a party line when you were a kid, Caroline?
You could add people, so you could put more than one person on the phone, but it wasn't, you didn't pick up the phone and have it there, but you were allowed to conference in people.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I don't know how it worked with us. I think it was just.
no, you pick
it
it
was
up.
less expensive if you had a
Yeah,
phone.
no, if you picked up the phone and there was someone talking, you were supposed to hang up.
Yeah.
And,
Oops, sorry.
yeah.
Well, believe me, with 6 kids in the house, it was like that all the time
Yeah,
in our house.
I
So,
bet.
I guess we lived in a party line.
I bet.
So you look particularly beautiful today.
I do?
You do.
Wow.
And
What's no collar?
the yellow, no collar, and that yellow looks fabulous on you.
Well, thank
Really.
She's so on brand. I mean, you just look like, I don't know, you look like Suzanne Summers.
Yeah. Oh my God, I'm just so happy to be collar free.
Yeah.
Like that.
Oh my gosh.
I was talking to somebody today.
Alan, if you guys get a chance, while she's talking about the product, if you can hold them up, because we can't see on camera what's for sale. No, you held up the sign, but if you can just go through them one by one,
Okay.
so people can see these great sales.
Okay.
Awesome.
Ghost Flower tank tops.
I don't have one here, I'm sorry.
Limited sizes in black and aqua. The retail value is $75, sale $40, 53% off. Get that out of here.
Okay, here's your chocolate protein shake. Okay.
Chocolate protein shakes. They expire January 15th. Those expiration dates on things, I think someone told me that it gives you an extra 4 to 6 months. But
No, we're not allowed to say that.
we're not allowed to say that. So just forget that I said that. That was an aside.
It's a best buy date. So
Yeah.
it's-
Chocolate protein
it's
shakes,
by that date.
$30, sale 10, 66% off, and you get a free $26 book at the same time. Radiance Oil Moisturizer, Retail value 50,
Love
sale
that stuff.
25, 50% off. Suzanne Organics Blush, Berry Pop and Coral Crush. I love Berry
Our two
Pop.
favorite colors.
Yeah, retail value $35, sale 15, 58% off, and you get a $26 book. And when you read this book, you're going to wonder why you didn't buy it when it was published. It will
This is
change
a
your
good book.
life.
It's
You've
very,
written so many good books, and this one, like even all these years later, it still holds up.
Yeah.
I mean, that information is, you were giving out bombshell information. It's still a bombshell.
it is, it is.
Yeah.
Well, the people I interview are always ahead of their times. And so it takes a while for the public to come around to that thinking and for mainstream to come around to that thinking. And so I usually get labeled wacky and crazy when I first put out a book, and then a few years later they go, oh, that was kind of right on. So, I'm just used to the criticism. It comes with the territory. You all know that I've got your back. You know that I've got your best interests at heart, as I do with my own best interests. So this is a good day, and this, I don't know if you've used this Radiance Oil Moisturizer. It's in a class of its own. It's really, you put it on and your skin goes,
Thank you.
yeah. I like to do the liquid oxygen and then put this on top of it. That's a nice combo. There's
Okay,
so many nice combos.
Okay, Daniel, hang on. Daniel Wolven said, how do I get the book? Daniel, all you have to do is buy anything
Anything.
on the site, anything,
Anything.
and you get the $26 book free,
Yeah.
period.
Yeah.
And
It's fun to get free stuff.
And if you buy any of these things that are heavily discounted today, you still get the free book.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Like how much is the Radiance Oil? Caroline, moisturizer.
It's right in front of you. It's usually $49.99 right now.
Oh, here it is. Yes.
Yeah, and it's
Oh.
on
Yeah.
sale today for $25.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Plus, you get a free book.
Then you get a free book.
Okay, once all our stuff is moved into the new fulfillment center, the discounts
So these things stop.
are not going to be as
Right.
generous,
Right.
okay?
Yeah.
This is a way of giving our customer base some great products at great prices, and we have an excuse for doing it because we'd rather send it to you than move everything to the new location.
Yeah, absolutely. We don't want to move it to the new location because it's all about starting afresh, and we've got so many new products down the pipeline, and we need room.
So Jennifer Rivera Pettiford says, you are fabulous, in caps,
Thank you, Jennifer.
progressive and timeless.
Thank you, Jennifer. So nice.
And Kathy McGreevy Chopik says, I love your book, Two's Company. Oh, that was the book about us.
You and me, babe.
Yeah, I like that book.
Yeah.
You know, that book will be great for our future generations. I mean, really, that book's going to be around forever.
Yeah.
So imagine 200 years from now, our offspring's offspring.
Think? Or they're going to go, who cares?
No, not at all. I mean, wouldn't you like to have current information about your great-grandparents who you
Yeah, I think
probably
so.
didn't meet? Yeah,
I
sure.
think so, yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
I really enjoyed the book about your family, Alan.
yeah,
What,
It's
next,
a great book.
next year, God willing?
yeah.
Oh, you read that?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that.
It was really interesting.
That is a really interesting.
Yeah, that was a journalist in New York. I didn't know her. I still don't know
She's a
her.
cousin, isn't she?
No,
No?
no. And she took an interest in my mother's family. Both my parents were born in Poland, but they married in Toronto. And my mother's family in Poland, there was one wing of the family that was unbelievably wealthy. And the family goes back to the 11th century.
How come you didn't get that?
Exactly.
Yeah.
To the time of King Casimir, and one of my relatives was his chief tax collector and did such a good job. The king gave him 3,000 hectares of land and a bunch of money, and they lived this fabulous life, and they were all educated in Switzerland, and they'd go skiing, and blah, blah, blah. And that lasted from the 11th century right up until into the 40s, and actually probably the late 39 when Hitler invaded Poland, and that was the end of that. And out of all those people, that huge family, there was only one who survived. Too bad. So anyway, this journalist wrote a whole book about my family, things that I didn't know. And the other thing I didn't know, I remember my mother's birthday was Christmas Day, and my parents' wedding anniversary was Christmas Day, and then it was Christmas Day. So we were in Toronto, Christmas Day, and Suzanne was going to cook dinner for my parents. And I'm trying to remember where I'm going with this. And we sat down for dinner, and I said something to my mother like, well, you're in your 80s now. Is there anything that you haven't told me? And she said, yes. I thought, oh my God, I was only kidding. She said, my sister, Barbara, was murdered. She was shot dead by her husband, who was sentenced to life imprisonment in Poland. And we all sat there staring.
Wow.
Yeah, after...
What did Barbara do?
I have no idea. I didn't know she had a sister, Barbara.
Yeah, wow. Wow, that's heavy.
Yeah.
I never heard, I guess I heard it because I guess I was there, but I've totally forgotten about it.
Yeah, well, it's because, it was my aunt, not yours.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I don't have stuff like that in my family that I'm aware of.
Well, that you're aware of. Yeah, you never know. All those little secrets, that people... Yeah, you never know.
Yeah.
Hold on, what does this say? Margie Ellefson Lindemann says, quote, there's no such thing as high cholesterol. Cholesterol is made by the body to support aging vessels and arteries. Okay.
The body needs fat, that's for sure.
There's
every
an opinion,
cell, in talking about cell, every cell requires protein, fat, and carbohydrate to reproduce itself.
Yeah. Yeah.
So every time they put us on these no-fat, low-fat diets, people get fatter and sicker.
And sick, yeah, I know. It's like, I make breakfast every day, and we usually have the same breakfast, and it's 6 eggs. I give you 1.5, and I eat the other 5, 4.5,
Wow.
4.5. Yeah, I love eggs.
Yeah.
Love.
It sets me up real nice for the day. It's good protein.
Yeah.
And then a piece of toast, and I like that breakfast.
Yeah.
Half a papaya and an avocado. That's my favorite breakfast.
Okay, so this one's about me here. Where is it? Where is it?
About you?
Patricia Malcolm says, are you ready? Al is precious, Suzanne.
I know.
You look wonderful. Glad you have healed well.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you, Alice.
I'm glad too. And thank you.
Precious, and thank you for
Thank
the
you.
compliment.
Yeah.
I feel so good today.
So today we're going to open things up for questions, okay? You can ask
questions.
any questions you want, any personal questions, okay?
Okay, here's one. Shonda wants to know, where did Suzanne begin singing? Her voice is so pretty.
I can answer that one.
What?
When she was in high school, the last year in high school, she got the role of.
Why are you laughing?
Just because I have a cigarette, Suzanne. He's got this one.
Oh, okay.
She got a role. She got the starring role in Guys and Dolls, and one of the characters in Guys and Dolls was written about a guy by the name of not Howard Cosell. Walter Winchell.
Oh,
Walter Winchell.
I thought you wondered who wrote Guys and Dolls.
And this production was a little school in San Bruno, California, and this guy shows up to see the production. And at the end of the production, he goes on stage, and he walks up to Suzanne and says, "You're going somewhere, sister."
In a New York accent, you're going someplace.
Yeah, and we have photographs of that moment, and that I believe that was the first moment that Suzanne sang in front of an audience, right?
Probably.
And then
The question was, when did you begin singing?
Oh, I always sang. I was like Daisy. I sang. I just always sang. I walking around the house, I would sing. My mother played the piano. I would sing. I was in choir at school. I sang. I sang at church. I sang all the time. I just love to sing. But the Walter Winchell story,
Well, because of Walter Winchell, you got a scholarship at Lone
I
Mountain
did.
University or college, right?
College.
And then Bruce came along and wrecked it, right?
Bruce did not wreck it.
Bruce.
It was all free will. I got
Okay, I'm gonna segue into another question.
Okay.
This is kind of a good timing, but
Okay.
how well did you know Bob Hope?
Quite well.
Yeah.
On a couple of levels.
Yeah.
In the short time I was in college, my roommate was Bob Hope's daughter, Nora. And when I got pregnant in those first couple of months, Nora and I had become very good friends.
So we have to insert a footnote here.
Yeah,
You became pregnant the first time you had sex.
it was the first time.
Okay, so it was like a
But you know,
twofer.
if you're going to do it, you
It's a
might as well
twofer.
do it right.
Yeah.
Look what I made. Wow, what a winner.
55 years ago.
Yeah.
What a winner. Anyway, so I had to leave school because if you were at, that kind of school, they wouldn't allow a pregnant
Why? What kind of school was it?
Catholic.
Oh.
And they wouldn't allow you to be there if you were pregnant. It's a bad influence on the other girls. It probably was, There's the pregnant one walking down the hall.
Well, you don't think any of the other girls were having sex?
They weren't pregnant though.
No, they weren't pregnant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we maintained our friendship, and Nora became my son, Caroline's husband's godmother, and then eventually.
Mother, sorry.
And then eventually became his stepmother because she then married my ex-husband. It's complicated. It's very complicated. And then I went on the road. When Three's Company was such a big hit, in the summer I took my act out on the road and I co-headlined with Bob Hope. So I actually spent a lot of time with Bob Hope.
Yeah.
The only thing I ever regret, when Bob asked me to guest star on his show I think it was in Korea, you wouldn't let me. Because you said, oh, you'll just be another girl on his show.
It's true.
Angela wants to know if we know Elvis.
I never knew Elvis.
No,
I
but
never met Elvis.
when we made a deal in 1980 with the Las Vegas Hilton for Suzanne to star in their big showroom, the president of the hotel took us to the Star dressing room, which had been Elvis's dressing room because he played there in the 60s. And he said, okay, we're going to rip out the carpeting and change all the furniture and clean it all up. And it's a little sort of thread. And we said, no, leave it just the way it is. Yeah. We want to be living in Elvis's
we had all of Elvis's
dressing room.
Everything.
Everything. It was the shag rug, right?
Yeah.
And I remember the first night we opened, there was a knock on the door. You were on stage, and I was in the dressing room, knock on the door, opened the door, there's Colonel Parker, Elvis's manager. He came in. We spent 2 hours together that night, and he came almost every single night.
God, we've had fun, haven't we? Think
It was
of
great.
these experiences we've had.
Yep.
What a life.
Yep.
Any more questions, Caroline?
Yes. Did you know Lucy?
I met her several times. I know her daughter very well now. Her daughter, Lucy Arnaz, lives here in Palm Springs.
Yeah, she's a neighbor.
Yeah, she's a neighbor. She comes over to the house. But I knew her mother, but not like I know the daughter.
And they want to know how Dick Van Dyke is doing.
He's so happy. Dick Van Dyke's going to live forever. He, probably 15 years ago, married Arlene.
Was it that long ago?
Yeah, it's been
Really?
a long time. And Arlene is considerably younger. After his wife, Michelle Triola, died, Dick lived down the street from us, so we were driving past his house, and at dusk he's always out in front of his house hitting imaginary golf balls. So we stopped to say hello. We said, hey Dick, how you doing? He said, I'm doing well. And he said, I'm betrothed. And we both sort of stopped, like, Michelle's only been gone like 2 or 3 weeks. And he said, and she's 39 years old. And we went, whoa, well, good for you. So we go up the hill, and Alan's going, you know, I mean, can you believe? And I said, you know, when you're in your late 80s and you meet, you know, a beautiful young woman who loves you, I guess you don't have time for a long courtship. Well, that was about 15 years ago. They're still married. They're so happy. They
Yeah.
sing all the time.
It's genuine.
Yeah, they have groups that come over to the house. They sing, and he's incredible.
Dick has a barbershop quartet,
Yeah, yeah.
and they will go somewhere, like they'll go to Denny's. I don't know if Denny's
Yeah.
is a national chain, but it's a restaurant. They'll go to Denny's over at breakfast time,
Yeah.
and they'll just start singing.
Well, Dick will start singing.
Yeah.
That's so cute.
And then when Dick starts singing, the other people at his table start singing, and then pretty soon everybody from the restaurant stands up and stands around Dick singing, and it becomes this incredible, happy sing-along.
So Lori Verheyden Spreeman said, "How did you know Forrest Fenn?" How? Okay, tell them how we met Forrest Fenn.
Well, I was doing Three's Company, and I made a little money for the first time in my whole life. And there was a painting I wanted to buy by an artist whose name was Georgia O'Keeffe. And I shopped around, and I found out that there are only 2 dealers in the country who were versed in Georgia O'Keeffe. One was a gallery in New York, and one was this gallery, the Fenn Gallery in Santa Fe, New Mexico. So I called the Fenn Gallery, and this man by the name of Forrest Fenn answers the phone, and I have this wonderful conversation with him. And I told him what I was looking for. He said, well, darling, we're having a party at our gallery this weekend. Why don't you and your hubby come down, and you two can stay in the guest room? And he was so nice. So I get off the phone, I said to Alan, you know, we're going to Quebec City this weekend, but on the way back, why don't we stop in Santa Fe and stay at Forrest Fenn's guest house?
And what did I say?
Are you crazy?
Well, there was an adjective in
Yeah.
front of crazy.
And-
Maybe it was an adverb, I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
And he's not staying in some stranger's guest house. And so we ended up going, but not staying with Forrest Fenn that weekend. We fell in love with him. He became one of my great teachers in life. He is who taught me about the archaeological digs and so much about Native America. And sadly, Forrest died earlier this year, but I keep in touch, we keep in touch with his grandson Shiloh, and he's like Mark Twain. He's one of the national treasures.
Well, he did
Did you
something.
end up getting a Georgia O'Keeffe?
I never did.
No.
I never did.
But you fell in love with all sorts of other Southwest art.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and fell in love with Forrest Fenn.
He sold his gallery, and he bought a giant piece of land outside of Santa Fe that had 15 unexcavated pueblos. And whenever we'd go there, we'd all go digging there. And one day, Suzanne's digging on the side of a dry riverbed, and she gets all excited because she found one of those Indian pots, okay, made out of clay. Anasazi pot, and got all excited and started hollering, and Forrest came over and looked at it and said, "Don't touch anything." And it turned out to be a baby, because the Anasazi in those days would often die from starvation because the weather was bad. Maybe they weren't great farmers. I don't know why, but they would often...
women weren't valued.
Yeah, they would often get rid of their babies if it was a girl.
By hanging them over their
Yeah,
head.
hit them over the head
And
and
that's how Forrest knew, because what I thought was a pot was all cracked on the bottom. Isn't that awful?
it was the skull.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow.
Well, we
Okay,
went
more
and had
questions for
dinner.
you, but we're going to do a quick break. Alan, can you hold the products that some people are wanting to see the labels? So can you hold the actual products?
Oh, the actual products. Okay.
And Suzanne can tell you what the sale is.
Okay.
Okay,
Here's-
I have more questions.
Here's the Radiance. The Radiance
Radiance Oil Moisturizer.
moisturizer.
It sells for $49.95. It's on sale for $24.99, and you get a free book.
Okay.
Okay.
The actual, yeah, the product.
Pardon? Yeah, here's the
The
product.
actual product. Perfect, thank you.
Yeah, here we are.
There it is.
And if you're French, it's huile hydratante radiance.
Okay, here's the chocolate protein shake. Retail value $29.99.
Okay.
But today you get it for $9.99, which is 66% off, and you get a free book.
And this is last call ever on
Yeah.
the chocolate fudge
Yeah.
shakes. When these are gone, they're gone.
Yeah.
So if you love these shakes, like many people have for so many years, this is your last chance. They do have they have a best before date on January 15th. So today's the day to stock up. It's only $10.
Okay.
Okay.
Now my two favorite blush colors are Berry Pop and Coral Crush. Here they are right here. Can you hold these?
Boud bon mine naturelle.
Okay, can you hold the colors up in front?
The color. Oh, the
The
colors.
colors, because that's what they're most
Yeah.
interested in.
Yeah, the visual. There you go.
Yeah.
Well,
Such a good
hang
Carol
on.
Merrill today.
Yeah, isn't he?
Okay.
Carol Merrill, you're dating yourself.
Yeah, I know my audience.
Okay.
Carol Merrill.
Carol Merrill.
Okay, there it is, and I can see myself.
What was that show that Carol Merrill did?
It was Monty Hall.
Monty Hall, yeah.
Let's Make a Deal?
I think so.
Yeah, there's a Monty Hall street here. Everybody in Hollywood always ends up in Palm Springs. I always say to Alan, I want a street. I've been living here for 43 years, I want a street.
That seems appropriate.
Yeah.
I know.
Actually, Monty was also a long time friend of ours.
Yeah.
And
Joyce, excuse me 1 second, Alan. Joyce, the berry pop is on the left.
here it is.
Coral Crush is on the right. The berry pop is the pinker one. And you get your choice of color for $14.99. Sorry, go
And
ahead.
I'm so sorry I don't have the Ghost Flower tank top. I had given it to somebody who came over here because they loved it so much, and then I left myself without any.
Yeah, but that's that amazing
Which is which here, Caroline?
stretch compression fabric. It's a really, really high-end top. It retails for $75, and it's a huge discount today. It's only $39.99. So if you've been looking at that top and seeing
This
it on
is very
Suzanne and
hot.
wanting it, but thought it was just a little too expensive, that is a huge discount. We hope you can jump in on it.
Okay, the berry pop is this one here, the pinker one. Okay, and the coral crush is this one here. Berry pop, coral crush.
And then, here's your free gift. One of my best books, Bombshell.
Great book. Great.
Fabulous.
You've written so many important books, Suzanne.
Thank you.
It's just, I mean, so many people write in and say how they got their information from you, and then they go and they do their research and they make the choice that's best for them. But you educate people about what's out there that they don't even know is out there. And it's,
So great.
I mean, the fact that you do this every couple years, you just keep putting out these books, it's just so helpful to everyone. We
Thank
get
you.
so many letters and comments about it.
Such a privilege.
So Kim Jarvis Wilder says, I adore Dean Martin. You know, he passed away, Kim, okay? Did you know and like him?
I knew him.
Yeah,
I
and
liked
he
him.
actually
He
hosted,
roasted me.
he roasted you.
Yeah, on the Dean Martin roast. And the dais was Sinatra and Rickles and Sammy and,
I can't remember who was there.
well, it was like all of those guys. I came in at the tail end of the Rat Pack, so I got to know all of those legends, and because I was the last one in Vegas, but the newest one in Vegas. They all kind of took me under their wing. It was pretty special, pretty great.
So we have two people here who love Bombshell.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. What is it?
Explosive.
Ollie Jean, Bombshell's incredible.
Okay.
And Debbie Glynn Sasente, sorry if I mispronounced your name, said, you are a bombshell. It's true.
Teresa wants to know what color lipstick you're wearing.
I am wearing a MAC lip pencil in spice, and then I've got caramelized peach in the middle of our lipstick.
Terrific.
So Roseanne, passengers said, you don't look old enough to know them. No, we knew them. As a matter of fact, the Sinatras, who also lived in Palm Springs, became friends of ours. And
He's had dinner at this dining room.
yeah, he was great. She was great. She was beautiful.
And
Beautiful.
remember we gave Barbara Sinatra her birthday party in this room
That's right.
with Keely Smith?
Well, we can't tell that story.
I'm not telling that story.
Okay, because
Do you
that.
want to hear something a little funny about Barbara Sinatra?
Yeah?
I have a relatively new housekeeper who told me she used to work full time for Barbara Sinatra.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
So I mentioned I was going to Palm Springs, and she said I used to work there.
Oh, interesting.
And I said, oh, she's friends with my in-laws.
Yeah. Or was.
She was beautiful. You know,
We, in the last year of Barbara's life, she took to her bed. And so we went over to see her once or twice a week. She liked to have visitors at 5 o'clock to have a cocktail with her. And people would say to us, how can you have a cocktail with her? She's on all those medications. I said, at this stage of the game, who cares? Let her enjoy her cocktail. Sort of like my tequila parties. Are you all going to come to our tequila party Friday night at 5 o'clock?
5 o'clock Pacific time.
Absolutely.
5 o'clock, yeah, we're going to have a good show. And bring your own tequila and your own salty things. And
You know, I haven't
It's
gotten.
actually, that's a big show on Friday.
yeah.
Yeah, Bruce and I are coming up for it. So.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
Yeah, we have a big exciting return on Friday night. So
Wonderful.
Be there.
I can't wait to see you. Well, that's the end of this show. An hour goes by so quickly.
Wow.
And I enjoyed it. And we'll see you Friday night.
Friday night, 5 o'clock, tequila time. Now, you can't get drunk on Friday, okay?
Why?
But it's, it's Friday. You don't want to get drunk on
I'm not
Friday.
leaving the house, so
Well, that's true.
I'm not driving anywhere.
And I can carry you up to the bedroom.
And you can carry me up to the bedroom.
Yeah.
You like
Okay.
that?
I do like
You can
that.
undress me.
Well, I was going to say, yes, I was to do my chores. Okay, happy chores.
Yeah.
So, here, Tanya Higdon says, I live in Canada. What happened here? How can I order your product? Do you ship to Canada because I'm interested? Yeah.
Anything?
yes, we do. It costs a little more to get to Canada, but we definitely ship to Canada.
Great.
Or you can fly down here and, not have to pay a little extra.
Okay,
Okay.
thanks, guys. Great show. Hope
Thank
you guys
you.
can jump in on the big liquidation sale before it's over.
See you Friday night, 5 o'clock. Bye.